Welcome to another Trump Teachings. This time around we have the warrior wielding the fearsome weapons of fiery war axe and, well, once you get to level 10 you get the other one. So here's the basic list for you level 1ers out there, or just starting warrior. As you level up there's a lot of good stuff to put in. Level 2 you unlock cleave, you can replace the elven archers with those, much preferable. Level 4 you get Korsub elite, replace the heroic strikes. Level 8 you get shield block, can replace a river crocolisk and a dark scale healer. And at level 10 you unlock the mighty Arcanite Reaper, and you can take things into your own hands, so you can get rid of the champion and the warlord and start hitting things with the Arcanite Reaper. Hopefully you're familiar with the concept of fearless hitting from the rogue. This kind of shares the same concept, but I've labeled this weapons hold, primarily to showcase one thing, which is if you play a weapon and you're playing a control deck, and I qualify this as more of a control deck, you do not need to hit the opponent's face with the weapon. It's oftentimes best saved.
The light shall bring victory. Victory or death!
Alright, whenever you're playing warrior, the card you want to see in your opening hand, doesn't matter what type of warrior you are, is Fiery War Axe, also known as Fiery Wind Axe. Oh, 2 of them. There we go. Weapons are one of the warrior's strongest points. If you thought Fireball from Mage was strong, Fiery War Axe does the same amount of damage, 3 over 2 turns, for 2 mana. That's insane. Now, what I wanted to emphasize in this particular game is weapons hold. When you have the mana, you should feel safe to just play the weapon and don't attack the face. Hold it, because it is 3 damage for 0 mana if you plant the weapon down and then you use it the next turn. And that is really efficient. So now, without spending any mana, I can just kill this Morshire Cleric, which would otherwise gain him a tremendous amount of card advantage if he had attacked into the Crocolisk and then healed, for example. It's so valuable to have a weapon out already. Like here, I can deal 3 damage for 0 mana on this guy. Yes, I take a bit of damage, but you should well know that that doesn't matter as much. There's actually an alternate way to do this also. I could play the Korsub elite and send the boar, which is 4 + 1 = 5, and it uses a boar, which is rather pointless, but I have Yeti. Yeti wants to be played here. I guess I should explain why Yeti wants to be played. There's slow cards and then there's fast cards. The Yeti is a slow card, the Korsub elite is a fast card since it's charge. When you are a control deck and you don't need to play a fast card, it's usually better to play a slow card, so a slow card can work for you moving forward. Again, I'm playing the Yeti over the Korsub elite because though I could deal 4 damage immediately, by playing the Chillwind Yeti, it actually ends up being the same amount of damage. Korsub elite can attack twice for 4 and then 4, but if I play the Yeti, then this turn I attack for 8, and it sets up for more damage later on. Always great to break a Divine Shield with 1 damage. Fiery War Axe. Help to kill this, and then my choice of any of these 4s. As the opponent looks rather low, I'm going to try to finish him off with the Korsub elite. Sometimes you can switch paces to, if your opponent is low enough, you become an aggressive deck, even if you originally were a control deck. 4, 8, 12, 15. I'm 1 damage off here. There are 2 options. I can use the Yeti and this axe to kill this Blade Master. Or I can send the axe to his face and then set him at 1, 4, 8, 12, 15. Or I can hold this axe because it provides extra flexibility, because it's possible he heals out of range, in which case I can't finish him off with the axe anyways. And I'm going to armor up instead of play this Bloodfen Raptor, because against the priest, if he is going to be able to survive this turn, he will kill everything with Area of Effect, and Bloodfen Raptor would simply die to it. You have to have the discipline to hold these weapons, even if your opponent would be set to 1 health, since it gives you more flexibility. The downside is minimal. And here's a deck that's on the rather extreme side of control. It deals with early game threats with efficient answers such as Fiery War Axe. Shield Slam can do a lot of damage with the armor up. You stall with cards like Taskmaster and Unstable Ghoul. You kill stuff with Deathbite. And should you survive the early game, this is the heart of a control deck. You have a lot of big cards at the end to finish your opponent off. This stands in almost stark opposite with the Rush Hunter deck you saw earlier, which the most extreme versions of which might end their mana curve on 3. This Control Warrior deck has several cards at 6 and higher mana and ends the mana card cost at 9. So board clear, board control, and then try to card advantage the opponent with Acolyte of Pain. Finish them with really, really tough to deal with minions.